Good evening. It's been revealed tonight that commuters on Southern Rail and Thameslink face even more disruption over the coming weeks as ticket staff are now being balloted for strike action. The RMT union claims the company wants to close ticket offices, cutting 130 jobs. This comes after months of disruption due to the ongoing dispute over the role of the guard. The company claims the changes will improve the service for customers, but so far they're the ones who are suffering in this dispute. There are more details on our website. Just head to itv.com/Meridian. Around 50 firefighters have been tackling a huge blaze at a commercial building in North Hampshire. The fire broke out at a unit on Borden High Street just before 2 o'clock this afternoon. Firefighters are expected to remain there overnight. No one's been injured, but the building has been destroyed.
We initially had a crew inside trying to knock the fire down, but it became obvious very quickly that it wasn't safe for them to be in there, so they were withdrawn, and we fought the fire defensively from outside the building.
A man has died after he was rescued from the sea in Bournemouth. The Coast Guard helicopter and 2 lifeboats were launched late last night after a man in his 60s was spotted off Bournemouth Pier. He was taken to Poole Hospital but died later. Now, a woman from Hampshire who owes her life to her husband has been telling her incredible story. He donated his kidney on their wedding anniversary, saving her life and giving them a future. But this is a very rare success story, as Andrew Pate explains.
Kylie had end-stage kidney failure. On dialysis 3 times a week, she knew she had to have a transplant. Amazingly, her mother, brother and sister were all matches. But so was her husband.
It was amazing, yeah, because I had 4 matches and Matt was one of them, and he was very insistent that he wanted to do it.
What was your thinking, Matt?
I was going to do it. I was definitely going to do the transplant. Even though there's 4 matches, I felt it was my duty as a husband to do this for my wife.
Kylie and Matt got married in 2012, and on their 4th wedding anniversary, he gave her his kidney.
They kind of pre-warned me, saying that we're taking a very well person and making you ill, essentially. So getting wheeled down to theatre, I was the only well person and everyone was ill going into theatre. And when I came out, I was then the only ill person and everyone else was better. So it was a bit of a twist.
Matt went into surgery first for 4 hours. His healthy kidney then transplanted. Kylie's 2-hour operation means his kidney can now do the work hers were no longer able to do. So 2 months on from the transplant, how are you guys feeling?
Yeah, really, really good, yeah.
Yeah, I also feel really, really well, like nothing ever happened. The odd bit of pain in my wound, but other than that, I feel like a person with 2 kidneys.
Yeah, fantastic. Oh, that's really good. And for Kylie, it was the ultimate wedding anniversary gift. And what do you think of Matt for doing this?
He's amazing. Couldn't have asked for a better husband. I got really lucky.
No, you didn't.
The transplant was carried out at the Queen Alexandra Hospital in Portsmouth, and it means Kylie and Matt can now look forward to a bright future together. Andrew Pate, ITV News, Netley.
A woman has admitted causing a crash outside a shopping centre in Surrey which left 6 people injured, 2 of them toddlers. 89-year-old Margaret Heslop pleaded guilty to 2 counts of causing serious injury by dangerous driving. It happened outside the Friary shopping centre in Guildford last October. She was given an 8-week jail sentence, suspended for 2 years. Dramatic video captured by a commuter shows a fire on the line at Gatwick Airport train station. It caused long delays heading into London this morning. It happened just after 7 o'clock and is believed to have been caused by a fault with an electric rail. Lines have now reopened. Now, over the next few days, 95,000 people will attend the New Forest Show. It celebrates our rural community. But post-Brexit, what do farmers feel about the future, and have they already felt the effects of the vote? Richard Slee sends this report.
Her Royal Highness the Countess of Wessex is the new president of the New Forest Agricultural Show Society. Her tour of the showground included the cattle section, where the 4 finest animals were being judged for Best in Show. The winner was a pedigree Holstein from a small herd in Ringwood. But talk of fine breeds was also mixed with a bit of politics this year, with split views about the benefits of leaving the European Union.
There's certainly some opportunities that could be made from our removal from the European market, but similarly there's also some threats in terms of what might happen regarding support payments, and they're necessary for farmers to actually make a living and to produce food at a sustainable cost or an affordable cost for the general public.
Yeah. There was lamb in the pan in the local produce show tent, with James Golding from the Pig Hotel in Brockenhurst displaying his passion for using local ingredients.
So we produce these ourselves. They look a little bit like raisins. We have a 25-mile menu. Whatever we can't source from within that area, we grow it ourselves or produce it ourselves. So it's basically trying to make people understand that something that's produced and grown in the local area is far better than something that's been sat on a plane for 2 weeks coming over from a long way away.
2 types of Percheron.
In the main arena, the heavy horses always pull a big crowd. But this year, the main attraction was the mounted branch from the Metropolitan Police.
It's all good training. The horses go out of here and go out of the team way better police horses than they came in.
Do you think they enjoy it?
They love it. They absolutely love it.
At the heart of the show is competition, and the show jumping is a favourite, with the horses always, of course, the main attraction. Richard Slee, ITV News at the New Forest Show.
Tributes from around the world have been pouring in from a rescue dog from Hampshire. Byron spent more than a decade searching for people in disaster sites, not just here but around the world. 5 years ago, he was sent to Japan to look for survivors of the tsunami. He died last week, aged 11. A charity football match in Worthing has officially set the Guinness World Record for the longest continuous game. Hartby United FC staged the marathon, lasting 108 hours in memory of 3 Sussex players, including 2 who were killed in the Shoreham air crash. And finally tonight, she's one of our best-loved children's authors, and 2 million Beatrix Potter books are sold every single year. Now, some of her original illustrations have gone on show at Mottisfont in Hampshire to celebrate 150 years since her birth. Here's Rachel Hepworth.
Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy.
A timeless classic loved by millions. The Tale of Peter Rabbit was an immediate success in 1903, and the charming stories of Beatrix Potter's animals are still as popular as ever.
The amount of detail that Beatrix could capture in a work of that size, she really was a very, very skilled artist. And it's capturing a scene of rural life that we all would like to maybe recapture.
And now you can see the original illustrations up close at the National Trust's Mottisfont near Romsey. They've been getting ready for the first exhibition of Beatrix's work outside the Lake District, where she lived.
They are absolutely beautiful, these works. So when you get up close to them, you can see all the details, you can see the changes in pencil mark that Beatrix makes, all the brushstrokes. They are just enchanting.
From childhood, Beatrix was fascinated with animals and always drew from life. Her creations are based on the pets she kept, even a hedgehog and a squirrel. But she was no amateur. She knew exactly what she was doing.
She approached her work partly, yes, of course, through creativity and imagination, but she also really understood the business behind it. She understood early on that people would want to buy objects and dolls and products associated with her stories, controls her own merchandising from a very early age. She's a very canny businesswoman.
The success of her 28 books enabled her to indulge her passions of farming and conservation. But she'll best be remembered for her timeless characters and stories, with their challenging use of language.
And implored him to exert himself.
It's not put people off buying the books in their droves. More than 100 million copies have been sold worldwide. It's hoped seeing the originals will appeal to a brand new generation. Rachel Hepworth, ITV News at Mottisfont.
Now, what does the weather have in store over the next few days? With the details, here's Simon.
From cold fronts to camping, driving through Europe, Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Good evening, and let's start with the good bit. It's not a cold night, temperatures staying up in the mid-teens, but the bad news is that the clouds been thickening up. Through the next few hours we'll see some outbreaks of rain start to spread in as well. Mostly light and patchy, perhaps an odd heavier burst in there as well. So by the time we wake up tomorrow morning it's going to be a bit damp, but that whole lot is shifting away eastwards. So from the west things will turn drier. By the afternoon brighter as well, although those bright spells could in turn spark off some sharp showers. But in the best of any dry and fine weather, temperatures once again up to the 20s, although a bit of a breeze blowing along the coast and around the Isle of Wight.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
And that's all from us for tonight. We are back during Good Morning Britain, bright and early at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. But from me and from all of us here on the Lake team tonight, thanks for your company. See you tomorrow. Good night.